Hello friends, the range of Mazda 3 BL engines is rather meager. Diesel versions in our market are a real exotic. However, there are some proposals. Under the hood of such a car, a 1.6-liter diesel unit with a capacity of 115 horsepower is installed. In Western Europe, you can even come across rare specimens equipped with a 2.2-liter turbo diesel with 185 horsepower. Petrol engines, 4. The weakest is the most widespread, aspirated 1.6-liter Z6, developing a power of 105 horsepower. Next comes with a 2-liter unit, MZR DISI, with a return of 150 horsepower. A car with this engine in combination with a manual transmission accelerates to 100 km per hour in 10.4 seconds and reaches a top speed of 206 km per hour. The automatic version is only slightly slower at 10.6 seconds and 205 km per hour respectively. Gasoline engines are practically flawless and usually do not cause any problems. Claims are only dynamics with a 1.6-liter gasoline aspirated. 105 forces is too little to go really fast. With dynamic driving, fuel consumption increases significantly, up to 10 to 11 liters. At a rhythmic pace, a 2-liter unit can swallow more, but at the same time, under normal conditions, it is quite possible to meet a reasonable 7 liters. Both gasoline units use a chain-type timing drive, which is reliable and does not require replacement due to chain stretching, like the eminent Germans or some French. Thus, the maintenance of gasoline versions comes down to changing the oil and filters. At the same time, the manufacturer prescribes to adjust the valve clearances of the 1.6-liter engine every 120,000 kilometers. And after 150,000 kilometers, the front crankshaft oil seal may leak. Cars imported from the USA, in addition to the 2-liter unit, were equipped with an atmospheric 2.5, developing 167 horsepower. It also has no serious flaws and is equipped with a durable timing chain drive. Supports of the power unit may wear out after 120 to 150,000 kilometers. Vibrations appear. More often, it is necessary to update the right pillow. After 100 to 150,000 kilometers, the bypass and tension rollers sometimes begin to make noise. With age, the first oxygen sensor begins to fail. The 2.3 MZR DISI was intended for the sports version of the MPS. The engine is demanding on fuel and needs qualified service. Over time, it begins to consume oil through the turbocharger, and the timing chain is pulled. With high mileage, piston rings wear out, and sometimes cylinder liners. Diesel engines are more difficult to operate. The 1.6 MZ-CD is nothing but a 1.6 HDI from PSA. Until 2010, it met Euro 4 emission standards, had 2 camshafts, 16 valves, and a particulate filter with additives. Since 2010, the engine has met Euro 5 standards, power has increased from 109 to 116 horsepower, only 1 camshaft and 8 valves remain. The supplier of nozzles has also changed. Instead of Bosch, they began to install Vito Siemens. In addition, the particulate filter no longer used additives. The 1.6 MZ-CD is equipped with a variable geometry turbocharger and common rail injection system. The turbine, with regular oil changes and proper operation, lasts a long time. The timing belt is changed here every 200,000 kilometers. Depending on the series, Bosch, Delphi, or Denso fuel equipment was installed. The cheapest to repair is Bosch, as its nozzles can be restored. The main thing is not to fill a diesel Mazda with poor quality fuel. Otherwise, in addition to injectors, you will have to deal with a faulty wet-type DPF filter. The latter means that a special fluid is needed to neutralize harmful substances, which is replenished every 60,000 kilometers. The pump mixes liquid with fuel in a certain proportion. The particulate filter, according to the manufacturer, must withstand about 120,000 kilometers. Cars that move mainly along the highway do without replacing it even after 140 to 160,000 kilometers. However, with frequent trips in urban areas, the indicator lights up much earlier. Abroad, a 2.2 MZR-CD turbo diesel, 150 and 185 horsepower of Mazda's own design, was also offered. It complied with the Euro 5 standard and was equipped with a conventional maintenance-free particulate filter. The engine is strong and reliable, but Denso fuel equipment does not tolerate low-grade diesel fuel. In the 2.2 MZR-CD, leaking washers under the nozzles are sometimes disturbing. Fuel gets into the oil. The same thing sometimes happens when burning a particulate filter. During the regeneration process, an additional portion of diesel fuel is supplied, which does not burn out completely, flowing into the pan. As a result, the oil thins and sludge forms, which can clog the oil pump basket. This leads to wear of the turbocharger and crankshaft liners. Therefore, it is vital to change the sealing washers regularly. Mazda recommends doing this every 80,000 kilometers, but it is better to reduce the interval to 60,000 kilometers. The Petrol 1.6 was combined with a 5-speed manual or 4-band automatic, and Petrol 2.0 and 2.5 with a 6-speed manual transmission or 5-band automatic. The sports version of the MPS was equipped with a 6-speed mechanics and a self-locking differential. Diesel 1.6 MZCD with 109 horsepower combined with a 5-speed manual transmission, and 2.0 MZR-CD and 1.6 MZCD 116 horsepower with a 6-speed manual transmission. The manual transmission clutch typically lasts over 200,000 kilometers. Mechanics recommend performing the first automatic transmission oil change after 80,000 kilometers and then repeating the procedure every 40,000 kilometers. A 4-speed automatic after 150 to 200,000 kilometers sometimes starts to bother the owners with jerks when switching from first to second gear. The reason is the stretching of the brake band. The disease is treated by replacing the adjusting bolt. Slip in third and fourth gears can be caused by worn Teflon O-rings. If the problem is ignored for a long time, the clutches can wear out, and then the rear cover of the box. This problem sometimes occurs after 200,000 kilometers. Fortunately, while it is not widespread. A multi-link works at the back, thanks to which the car is very obedient and holds the road well. The suspension of the Mazda 3 BL is quite hardy. All the levers are steel. The front and rear levers will last at least 100 to 150,000 kilometers. Much depends on driving style and road conditions. To this, it is worth adding 2 stabilizer struts, and over time, the eccentric bolts for adjusting the camber of the rear wheels turn sour. Front shock absorbers reach 100 to 150,000 kilometers, and rear shock absorbers up to 150 to 200,000 kilometers. With age, the support of the rear shock absorber surrenders. It collapses at the attachment points. The front wheel bearings are changed separately from the hubs. Usually, they attract attention after 100 to 150,000 kilometers. The rear bearings are assembled with the hub and have a higher resource. Steering tips can become unusable after 120 to 150,000 kilometers, and steering rods after 150 to 200,000 kilometers. An important technical solution is the transition to an electro-hydraulic power steering. In the first generation, it was only available in cars with a 2-liter petrol aspirator. Defects in the electro-hydraulic booster are a rarity. The only thing that can be mentioned is the location of the electric pump with a tank. They are located under the right front headlight. As a result, even a small collision at low speed usually results in pump damage, which increases the cost of recovery after an accident. When buying a Mazda 3 BL, you should carefully inspect the body for corrosion. Unfortunately, this drawback exists, although it is not pronounced. However, red spots can be found on the bottom and in the cavities. On the external body elements, rust appears, as a rule, after the repair of damage resulting from an accident. With age, the glazing of the front optics is overwritten and cloudy. A number of Mazda 3 BL owners in a sedan noticed the appearance of knocks in the rear of the cabin. When searching for the source of the sound, a broken rear shelf of the body was found. In addition, the owners of sedans sometimes complain about the appearance of water in the trunk. It can get there through clips, bumper holders, or light seals. The steering wheel braid wears out by 80 to 120,000 kilometers. Soon, the emblem on the steering wheel and the gear knob take on a shabby look. Over time, the buttons on the steering wheel are erased. Sometimes the backlash of the driver's seat becomes noticeable. To eliminate it, it is necessary to drill out the rivets and install a repair kit. If you know of other model malfunctions, be sure to write about it.